This is part 2 of my procedural generation series. You can click in the upper left on the annotation in order to see part 1. Last time I explained terrain generation and planet creation worked. This time I thought I'd attack some of those finer details. Sean Murray has stated that each planet will be its own self-contained biome, which means that they will be themed. So, there would be a desert planet or a tropical planet, etc., etc. There's no indication as of yet that that design is going to change. We know that the game has multiple different features on each planet, animals, buildings, vegetation. You might kind of be saying those would have to be models because they aren't wave-based, or they're not as procedurally based as the planets are. And you'd be correct in that assumption to a certain degree. We've all played that game where you're at the character creation screen and you can change almost everything about the character using a slider. No Man's Sky works in a very similar way, except all variations to an object or creature are governed by procedural algorithms, which allows the game to maintain a somewhat realistic application to the objects it's modifying. All of these changes have to be done by procedural math because creating unique characters for 18 quintillion planets would take too long. All the pieces of the creatures and buildings are modular, meaning that they are made of many interchangeable parts. This is a design that was utilized in a video game called Spore, which allowed varied design and sizing of multiple body parts using a cache of pre-designed templates. No Man's Sky has a more complex and vast amount of templates, but the concept is very similar. So, how does the game know how to place the creatures and everything in the right place? This is the biggest challenge when making the game. Rules. Rules have to be created to tell the game, / the world, how to create certain objects. For example, Sean Murray stated that once he wanted a tree to be surrounded by a certain kind of flower, so he made the rule. However, what happens with these things is that they ripple through the universe like a butterfly effect. What ended up happening is that there would be forests of these trees, and now these flowers were everywhere. You can also have similar problems where animals spawn dead underwater or buildings can walk around, so this is the real challenge. Hopefully with the delay, they're able to work out some of the kinks they may be having with these rules. No doubt they'll probably be working on those right now to have a more polished release. In part 3, I'll discuss some of the heavier points about procedural generation and work on explaining the details of procedural math design. If I can. Alright, stay tuned till next time.